If you've ever tried to think your way out of anxiety and it did not work, you are not doing it wrong. You are just working on the wrong part of the problem. Anxiety is not only a thought pattern, it is a body state, and that changes everything about how you work with it. So before we go anywhere, take one breath with me, inhaling through your nose and slowly exhaling. If anxiety is something you live with, I want you to know the conversation is a safe one. We are not here to fix you. We are just here to understand what is actually happening. So if you're new here, my name is Holly, and this channel is about coming back to yourself through body awareness, sound, nervous system regulation, and the kind of inner work that moves you from knowing something to actually living it. This is the third video in the Emotions and Energetic Body series. We are already talked about how emotions live in the body and what anger is really protecting. Today we're going to go into anxiety specifically, because it is one of the most common things people come to me with, and it is also the most understood. So here is what people are never told about anxiety. It starts in the body before it becomes a thought. Your nervous system picks up a signal, real or perceived. It does not know. Literally, it does not know if it's real or not. But it picks up the signal that something is not safe. And before your conscious mind has even registered anything, your body is already responding. Your breath gets shallower, your heart rate increases, your muscles begin to brace, your digestive system slows, and your intention narrows. That is not a thought spiral. That is a psychological state your body moved into automatically. The thoughts come after. The worst case scenarios, the replaying of the conversations, the catastrophizing, those are your mind. Those are your mind trying to make sense of what your body is already doing. The thoughts feel like the cause, but they are actually the response. I remember working with someone years ago who had been in therapy for anxiety for a long time and felt like she understood it completely. She could name her triggers, she knew her patterns, she had done the cognitive work, and she still woke up every morning with that tight, anxious feeling in her chest before she even had a single thought. Because the body is not waiting for her thoughts. It's already in that state. So what are we actually feeling when anxiety is present? Shallow or restricted breath, like there is not quite enough room in the chest. A tightness or a pressure in the sternum or throat. A restless or unsettled quality in the stomach. Tension in the shoulders, the jaw, the eyes. A kind of scanning quality, like part of you is always watching for something to go wrong. Difficulty settling, even when nothing specific is happening. The last one is important. A lot of people with anxiety describe feeling like they cannot fully relax, even in safe situations. And that is because the nervous system has learned to stay on alert. It's doing its job. It just has lost its signal that tells it the threat is over. That is not a character flaw. It is not a weakness. It is a nervous system that has learned to protect you and has not yet received consistent enough evidence that it can rest. This is the part I really want you to hear. When you are in an anxious body state and you try to think your way out of it, you're asking your cortex, the thinking part of your brain, to override a signal that is coming from much deeper in your nervous system. And sometimes it works. Reframing, perspective, logic, these things have real value, but when the body is in full threat response, the thinking brain is actually the last part to come back online. When the body needs first is a signal of safety, not an argument, not a reason, a signal. Something that says through the nervous system itself, you are okay right now. The threat is not here. You can soften. That is why breath works when logic does not. That is why sound, humming, grounding, movement, these things can reach the body in a way that thinking cannot, because they speak the nervous system's language. You are not broken for not being able to think your way out of anxiety. You were just missing the part of the equation that lives below the neck. Here is something simple to try the next time anxiety rises. Before you try and figure out why you feel anxious, before you try to solve it or talk yourself out of it, do this first. Feel your feet on the floor. Take one slow inhale and make your exhale longer. Put one hand on your chest or your stomach or both and just notice the sensation without trying to change it. You are sending your body a signal that you are here, you are present. The ground is under you. That is not a cure, but it's a starting point. And the starting with the body instead of the mind is what changes the whole experience over time. Anxiety is not a flaw in your thinking. It is your nervous system doing what it's built to do, protecting you, watching for danger, keeping you ready, keeping you on high alert. The work is not to eliminate that response. It is to give your body enough consistent safety that it does not have to stay in high alert all the time. That takes practice, it takes patience, and it takes working with your body, not against it. In the next video, we're going into why patterns repeat in the body, even after the mind understands them. Because so many people do the work and still find themselves in the same place. And there is really an important reason for that. So I'll see you in the next video.